Thursday evening brought terrifying scenes in Tazewell County. You can see the state police tactical unit that is coming up with this family right now. They're trying to, looks like some very dangerous situations going on here on the road. Friday showing a different scene, one of cleanup and relief. The National Guard is going door to door checking on residents still trapped in flooded neighborhoods.
Just go house to house, making sure, knocking on doors, speaking with the residents, making sure they didn't need anything, they didn't need a medical attention, FEMA assistance, anything like that.
These are homes in Richlands damaged by the flooding. The water levels receded, allowing for some residents to return to their homes and survey the damage.
This one here has about 4 or 5 inches of mud in the floor. The one next door, everything is floated around the house. Their furniture's ruined. They're going to have to start all over. These folks have to rebuild everything. It's terrible. It's a terrible thing.
Luckily, these residents aren't struggling alone. There's been outpouring support from the community.
We just want to help the community out, give back to the community, and like we say all the time, we all are one, and you know, the girls love it, and we want to help all we could today.
We're taking snow plows, moving water, we're taking blowers, we're doing whatever we can just to clear up the roads.
We're out here just trying to help everybody. We live, this is where we live at. We want to make sure everybody's safe and try to help out the neighborhood.
It feels good to know we can help our neighbors out. If anybody can get out and help your neighbors, that's the best thing to do. Try to help each other, we'll get through this.
These are the sights and sounds of the devastating flooding in Tazewell County just 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks later, a completely different scene. This one of relief. Wednesday, Tazewell County held its Community Volunteer Day. Nearly 120 volunteers split up into 4 groups on 4 different streets. From gutting flood victims' homes to cleaning up Critterville Park to putting together the pieces that residents lost in the flood, the community is doing this together. Southwest Virginia Community College played a big role in the cleanup efforts, with about 85 students, faculty, and staff stepping up to help.
It feels really good, just to show that, you know, the flood victims are not by themselves, that we are here to help them and support them in any way we can.
It puts it into such a real picture, something that they will forever remember, I'm certain.
The flood will be something people won't forget, but it's not the only thing leaving an impact.
It's a blessing to have these guys come out here and volunteer to help us when we're in time of need like this. I mean, it is to have these guys crawling under there like they are, for them to do it for volunteering, that is a blessing. I mean, you couldn't even pay people crawling under there, and it's a blessing to have help like this.
For me, it's real emotional because, I mean, it's, you know, I'm from around here, so, you know, it's all home, you know, and it's a big event that's happened, and everybody coming together helping, you know, it helps a lot.
The flooding might have damaged homes and caused inconveniences, but it also brought the Tazewell County community together. Here for you in Tazewell County, meteorologist Brandon Lawson, WVVA News. Sunday night brought a terribly high amount of rainfall. We saw near 2 to 3 inches of rainfall in a lot of our southern counties, and all that rainfall falling in a short amount of time created flooding issues across multiple portions of the viewing area, including right here in western Tazewell County. Unfortunately, it was just over 2 months ago where we saw flooding just like this. I was standing in the same spot on East 1st Street here in Richlands, Virginia, just off of Virginia Avenue here. And you can see the flooded roadways are once again making their return to this spot.
I've seen floods, but never two within 2.5 months.
This is what the scene was like in Richlands just 2 months ago. Monday bringing a similar view that residents are heartbroken by once more.
It's a bad flood. It's getting in folks' homes again. Some folks just got their drywall and plywood floors put back in. For example, the gray home up here, he just got his walls done last week, and now he's got about 1 inch of water in his home again. Parts of Duran also flooding over for the second time in 2 months, and community members are shaken by the double hit.
It's terrifying. I said, last time it didn't get my car, but this time it got my car, so it's pretty rough on me.
The Richlands Police Department also felt the impact once more. Their back parking lot was filled with water from the Clinch River, but Richlands Police Chief believes residents were more prepared this time around.
Most of the residents, they took heed, they moved their vehicles, they left their homes for other shelter.
The concern now intensified by the COVID-19 pandemic. Instead of shelters, flood victims were put in hotels by the Red Cross. And though the large community relief effort from the flood 2 months ago will not be the same, there is still help for the community.
What we got planned for now is we'll just have to wait for the water to go down and see what needs is out there that needs to be met. We'll work with the Red Cross and try to take care of these folks.
Heading across Tazewell County to Thompson Valley on Route 16, where this massive mudslide behind me here formed just early on Monday morning.
Pretty bad, shoulder of the road, hard top, it slid off. Guardrail up in the air by itself.
Here for you in Tazewell County, meteorologist Brandon Lawson, WVVA News. The excessive rainfall Sunday night and early Monday morning created several hydro issues across our viewing area. But Tuesday, a different approach, one of cleanup and relief across Tazewell County that was hit hardest by most of the flooding. Here's the deal. They're already starting on that cleanup here at the mudslide on Route 16 in Thompson Valley, and that's where this story starts. Monday, we showed you this massive mudslide on Route 16. Tuesday morning, cleanup and repairs are underway.
Well, we've had to take down approximately 100 feet of guardrail, pull the post up to get down to the bottom of the slide. We have to haul that out. We're going to start excavating, bring the mud out, haul it off, get the bottom cleaned up good before we can start stacking rock.
The mudslide is expected to take 3 weeks to fix. In the meantime, the Virginia Department of Transportation is installing construction lights to help control traffic.
People just have to be patient, and we will install, VDOT's going to install a red light system here today.
Water levels are receding here in Richlands, but unfortunately behind that has left a mess. Muddy streets, parking lots, and communities looking much like this to the side here. Multiple town crews are out pressure washing streets and trying to clean up the mess in Richlands for the second time in just 2 months.
I'm just trying to clean up the mud, you know, scrape it up, spray the streets off to where it's decent, presentable, and safe. You worry about all this stuff that was in the water, you know, any type of diseases or problems. So they're just trying to get it all cleaned up and sanitized again.
After the flood 2 months ago, there was a large community effort to clean things up, but the pandemic has brought unwanted challenges.
With the COVID-19 virus, you know, we're under a disaster, and we had a disaster within a disaster.
But the coronavirus isn't stopping Red Cross relief efforts. They are helping flood victims virtually through phone interviews.
I didn't see my client face to face, but what's unusual is that 5 of those clients I had already worked with in the February flood. 5 of those households. Remembered their circumstances, where they worked. We had one client that was in a wheelchair, folks that had transportation issues. You know, some of that recall, you know, came back to me to allow me to just be a little bit more on top of that, because I'd already worked with them.